This segment brought to you by Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture. To join today or more information, go to kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome to Farm Factor. Up first, Kyle Bauer gets an update from Chelsea Good from Livestock Marketing Group.
Hi, this is Kyle Bauer visiting with Chelsea Good with LMA, Livestock Marketing Association. Chelsea, your members represent most of the auction barns around the nation. What's the current initiatives you're working on?
Well, our biggest initiative right now in terms of Livestock Marketing Association is trying to make sure that livestock auction markets and producers get paid when they sell livestock. Unfortunately, we've seen a trend in the United States of livestock dealer defaults, where either a producer selling livestock in the country is paid with either no check or an insufficient funds check, or if that producer sells at an auction market, they're guaranteed good funds through their custodial account, but then that auction market stands in that place of being defaulted upon. So we are excited that there is some legislation that's been introduced that we think would help fix this issue.
Well, truly, over time, markets change and how business is done changes, and so it takes changes like this to keep up with the speed of commerce, so to speak.
That's absolutely correct. You know that when livestock are sold in an auction environment, they're moving quickly and the funds move a little slower, and so that's why we see some of these default issues, and we need to make sure that it is the auction markets or the producers that raise those cattle that have that first priority either in the livestock, or if they've been resold, because that happens quickly, the proceeds are receivables from those livestock.
Currently, the legislation that was introduced by Congressman Marshall, what would it change?
So the SALE Act, which Congressman Marshall introduced, would create what's called a dealer statutory trust. It's not a separate bank account or anything like that. It doesn't really change the day-to-day dealings of business, but what it does do, which is really important, is it changes who has priority in the event of the default. And it makes it so that unpaid seller of livestock, either the rancher that sold livestock in the country or the auction market that sold on their behalf, stands first in line as it relates to the livestock, or if they've been resold, the proceeds are receivables from those livestock.
And currently that's a big deal, because otherwise when there's a shortage of funds, probably the mortgage holders might be the first, and yet those are actually the funds of the producers that they're holding.
You totally understand it's not fair, but under current law, a dealer's lender will have just a blanket security interest in all after acquired livestock. So a rancher could sell to a dealer, the dealer doesn't pay, they still have the livestock, and that rancher has no ability to go get those livestock because that dealer's lender has a priority even though the dealer didn't pay. I think that's the problem in the current law, and that's the problem that Congressman Marshall's SALE Act would fix.
Visiting with Chelsea Good, she's with the Livestock Marketing Association. This is Kyle Bauer reporting. Back to you, Jamie.
Thanks, Kyle. Come back after these messages for this week's Kansas Soybean Update.
KFRM is one of the largest farm radio stations in the nation, dedicated to informing and entertaining rural listeners from northern Oklahoma to southwestern Nebraska. You can catch KFRM in many ways, of course, 550 on the AM dial, streaming at kfrm.com, or on your smartphone by going to the TuneIn Radio app, or on Ag AM in Kansas on Tuesdays and Facebook every day of the week. KFRM, tune us in. You'll be glad you did.